It's your pick, Ike, the second best receiver in the AFC North division. The pick
Yeah,
is yours.
I'm gonna go with Diontae Johnson.
Let's
Um,
go. Yes, sir.
yes, I'm gonna rock with Diontae Johnson. He came back from 2 years ago of having the most drops in the league. Little do people know, Devontae Adams wasn't Devontae Adams before Devontae Adams. He led the league in drops early on in his career.
Mhm.
So what Diontae Johnson do? He come in the offseason, he get his hands right, he's more focused, and you saw when he wasn't in the game how the offense looked. The offense looked at okay. When Diontae Johnson was in the game, the offense looked more electric. So Diontae Johnson, to me, man, he ain't gonna do nothing but just keep getting better the more he gets into the league. He ain't even touched his prime yet. So I'm gonna go with Diontae Johnson. He's my number 2 receiver right now in the AFC North.
And I think he's going to look at the deals that Tyreek Hill got, Devontae Adams got, A.J. Brown got, and said, I'm a Pro Bowl receiver too. If he can replicate what he did last season in 2022, you're talking about a really big payday that he is going to be due. And the Steelers are going to have to decide, do we want to pay Diontae Johnson or do we want to pay Chase Claypool eventually? I think Pittsburgh's going to have to choose between one of the two if they want to keep both. I like the way that the Steelers draft and develop young receivers, but this is a conversation that we're going to have moving forward. And one other point I need to make as well, Ike, I borrowed your psychic abilities because I think it was your boy who predicted that Diontae Johnson would be a Pro Bowl player in the 2021 season, and that came to fruition. So thank you for lending me your abilities, Ike.
I got you, baby. Anytime I teleport them abilities to you any day. But on a note, when you want to talk about Pittsburgh and drafting wide receivers, they're not going to be really tripping too much on the money part when it comes to Diontae Johnson because here's why. You got Chase Young. You got George Pickens, who we know who's about to be a dog. I'm going to go ahead and call that. And you got Austin the third. So they have a trio. They can have a trio regardless when it comes down to this money situation. The one thing I do know about the Pittsburgh Steelers, when it comes down to the receivers, they love their options on either letting you go and coming in and finding somebody else that they got in the draft.
Yeah, and Ike, I think it's going to be interesting if Pittsburgh continues that mantra, considering the premium that the rest of the league has put at the receiver position. But you see what a team like the Chiefs did this past offseason, where they get 5 draft picks for Tyreek Hill. Don't get me wrong. And Devontae Adams as well going to the Raiders. Make your money. If you can make $200 million, go and do it. That's not what I'm saying, but it'll be interesting to see if Pittsburgh keeps that mantra given the franchise's ability, again, to draft and develop young receivers. They're like the best in the league at doing that. So I'm going to give Pittsburgh the benefit of the doubt there, but I hope you know what you're doing because I really liked what Diontae Johnson did this past season, and I hope he can continue that. And I hope that it's not just all underneath, as it was really the last 2 seasons, but really in 2021, to where you get George Pickens, you get Chase Claypool, you get Austin, to where they can take a top off the defense, and that opens up more of the underneath for Johnson, where I feel like it was sometimes very, very predictable the last 2 seasons just because the Steelers didn't have the offensive players to be able to take a top off a defense and keep a defense honest. And that's been missing from this offense. And I don't expect that to be corrected right away, given how young the Steelers are offensively. But later in the season, I expect this offense to develop, and Johnson should have more of an opening, even more so than he's had this past 2 seasons, really. And he was still effective. So once it all gels together and they get the timing and the reps down, I'm really, really excited about this offense, Ike, because, again, it is a very, very young offense.
No, it's going to hit from day one. Just because the pit bull mentality of George Pickens, he's very aggressive. And the pit bull mentality of Chase Claypool as well. He's very aggressive. I'm talking about being very aggressive, not receiving the ball. So that strikes a little fear into finesse kind of cornerbacks. So say you got to be a Jalen Ramsey to want to challenge a Chase Claypool or George Pickens every play. That's just what it is. So I don't think it's going to take them any time, regardless on who the quarterback is. They're going to hit the ground running from day one.